everybody, my name's Rosie and welcome to my channel. How are you all? I hope you're all doing really well. So today we're going to put some makeup on, we're going to do a little bit of a get ready, but I asked you guys to send me some questions in about a fortnight ago now. Sorry guys, I'm so behind, and you did, so I thought I'd answer your questions whilst we slap some makeup on this beautiful face of mine. So as you can see, I've got my acne out again, and you know guys, if you do get acne, don't stress about it. Like, it is what it is, it ain't what it ain't. And you know, I do cover mine up, but I'm trying not to get as down about it as I normally do. So yeah, let's cover all this up anyway, that being said, and we'll answer some of your questions. If you are new here, I do have two little pugs. You will hear them snoring and grunting and whatever else throughout all of my videos. So I slapped on some moisturiser about 40 minutes ago, and I'm going to use a little bit of a mixture of products today, of like products I've been using for a while and some new products. I did some mystery bags recently. I've grabbed some of the things out of there. However, I'm not going to really talk through the makeup products, but I will link everything that I use down below. Okay, so one of the first questions I did get asked quite a bit is any of my plans for 2022. And honestly, I'm not much of a planner. Like, people were asking me what goals I have, things like that, and like I said, I'm not much of a planner. And I've always been very much that way. Like, I never make New Year's resolutions. I feel like if you want to change something, you can do that at any time, and you have to really want to do it, not just because it's a new year. Although I know that that works for some people really well, but for me it doesn't. And I am quite good at like getting to a point where like enough is enough in my life, and when I want to change it, then I will. And that's sort of the journey that I've been on the last couple of years with the body confidence stuff. So I want to continue working on myself, working on being kind to myself, all those sorts of things, because that is a daily battle, and we'll talk more about that in a bit because lots of people have asked those questions. But in regards of like my YouTube and stuff, I'd really like to be able to hit 10k by the end of this year. The numbers are so rewarding, but they're not everything to me. I don't know the best way to word it. Like, I try not to focus on the subscribers too much, but I am only human and I do get excited when I hit a milestone. It takes a lot of work, more than I think, if you've never done this before, than people realise. And because I do work full time, so I do work a 40-hour week in my normal job, and then I do this in my spare time as well as trying to juggle everything else in life. So it is a lot of work, and a lot of work really does go into it, but I absolutely love it and really enjoy it. And it's like, I've never had a hobby really in my life. Well, I have, but they were more like forced hobbies when I was young. Like, I used to do clubs and stuff, but this is a hobby that I, you know, really love doing and I really have a passion for. So yeah, I would love to carry on growing it and hit 10k if possible this year. So that is one goal that I would really like to push towards, but nothing else really that I sort of set myself. But again, I don't just set goals because it's 2021, so if I choose to set goals later on for myself, that's okay too. Like, you don't have to make goals just because it's a new year. Although I'm filming this so late, we're halfway through January now, so I'm sure lots of people have made New Year's resolutions and are still trying to keep them, or have not got them anymore anyway. So okay, so somebody said one of my New Year's resolutions is to have more self-love. Any tips? Self-love is not an easy journey, and I'm not really a fan of the word journey, but it isn't. You know, just because somebody appears confident or to love themselves all day every day doesn't mean that comes as easily as it appears to them, and it is difficult. I honestly don't know how I do think the way that I think now, because how I think now is so different to how I once upon a time used to think. I used to be, as I've spoken about before, so awful to myself all the time, and I'm just not like that anymore, thank God. But for me, it was a lot of work, and it was all day every day. It's a new foundation I've been using. maybe my third time using it. So far it's not too bad. You know, self-love is such an individual thing, but I do think it's a thing that a lot of people don't have, and that is super sad. For me, I personally just got really fed up of feeling the way that I felt about myself, and the way that I felt about myself was constantly not good enough. I felt uncomfortable being in a room of people because I felt like I wasn't worthy to be there. I felt like people were looking at me all the time. I felt like because I wasn't what society said was beautiful, that I just didn't deserve a place in so many different environments. How sad is that? But that is how so many people feel. And I think got to the point where I thought, fuck that. Like, why am I doing this to myself all the time? And I think for me now, I just change in my mind what is really important to me. And, you know, the shallowness of our society is what's important to me. Don't get me wrong, I do think it's important to take care of yourself. I think it's important to have pride in your appearance, but I don't think we should torture ourselves if we're not what places like Instagram or even back in the day magazines and all that stuff says what we should or shouldn't be like. And I just don't want to fit into that world. Don't get me wrong, I love like social medias, I do, but I can't stand that you should like appear to have all this money or look a certain way or be a certain way in order to be successful on those platforms. Like, I personally just don't agree with that. I'd much rather celebrate what's real, which is, you know, natural, normal things of the body. Cellulite, stretch marks, like the fact that we don't all have loads of money, you know, normalising all those things. I think I've gone completely off topic, as I probably will throughout this video, but yeah, tips for self-love is really, I think, figuring out what is important to you and going down that road. And sometimes I think it's about remembering, like, how do you look at other people? If somebody, like, if one of your friends was like either the same size as you or in the same situation as you of like what you're anxious about or conscious about, would you look at them and think negative? Very unlikely. In fact, you'd praise them and you'd be proud of them for being in that situation. So why can't we be proud of ourselves and praise ourselves? You need to be your new best friend, like, because lots of people are important in life, but you're the person that you're going to be with all the time. You're the person that you're going to be with 24/7. So you need to start being your own best friend. Like, you need to be your own cheerleader, and it doesn't have to be arrogant. It's just being kind. And there's nothing wrong with being kind to yourself and loving yourself and being proud of who you are, what you look like, what you've achieved, and all those sorts of things. Someone said, if you were to change something in your body with surgery, what would it be? My teeth, definitely. I'm not a fan of my teeth, never have been. My teeth are awful. I have a massive overbite from years of sucking my thumb that my teeth don't actually touch when I bite down, so I've got a huge overbite. My teeth overlap, they're just not nice teeth. So yeah, if I was to get anything, it would be like, if I could like have a magic wand and wave something to have something changed, it would be my teeth. However, I have such a fear of the dentist, and the thought of anyone actually like doing something to my teeth, it petrifies me. But I do think about, I have thought about like Invisaligns and stuff, but they're not as simple as they look, like from all the research that I've done. It's quite a commitment, which, you know, I would be prepared to take, but I just don't know. I don't know what the best thing to do for my teeth is. I think I would need some teeth removed as well before I could actually have anything like that. So yeah, if I could wave a magic wand and change anything, it would be my teeth. But I don't think I'd do this whole go to Turkey and have brand new teeth in. I did look into it, I'm not going to lie. But that is a lifelong commitment. Like, they're not in and then in forever. They shave your actual natural teeth down into like spikes. And I don't think I could do that. But yeah, I would love new teeth. I really don't like my teeth. So someone said, what's your favourite perfume? I've got a few. I love and have loved for ages Lancome, Estabelle. Absolutely love that perfume. I also really enjoy, what am I doing next? I'm going to try this cream bronzer by ABH. I also really love Gucci Guilty. I think that's such a nice perfume. I also really like Zara's perfumes. I've tried a few of those now and they're so great for the money. And I got Black Opium for Christmas and I absolutely love it. And I also got Armani C for Christmas, and that is stunning too. So yeah, those are a few of my favourites. Then someone said, who's your favourite YouTuber to watch and anyone you'd love to collab with? So I've got a few. At the minute, I absolutely love watching someone called Teresa is Dead. I just have been binging her videos so much. So she's a New Yorker and she does a lot of makeup stuff. But she just literally is so inappropriate and I love inappropriateness. She swears a lot, which I love. She is just absolutely hilarious. So I've really been enjoying watching her. She does makeup bingo and I've been binge watching her makeup bingos, even like ones from 2020. Ooh. So yeah, her. I also really enjoy watching a girl called Kellyanne. She's just quite a similar channel to me. She does you know, hauls, mid-size sort of fashion, but she also does a lot of lifestyle stuff, a lot more lifestyle stuff than me. She's also doing like a weight loss journey at the moment, if anybody's interested in that sort of thing. This is really nice. This is a really nice colour for me and it's blending out lovely. Yeah, she is really, really lovely. And I'd love to do a collab with her. Like, we have briefly spoken about it before. Just because I think we're like a similar size, like clove size, but completely different shapes, because I'm like quite a bit taller and she's a little bit more smaller. But we've got like quite similar styles, I would say. So yeah, she's absolutely lovely. I'd recommend checking her out. Plus support your smaller YouTubers as well. I love that. Like, you know, we're all out here putting lots of time, effort and money into it, and it's tough. So yeah, I love to support my fellow smaller YouTubers. Another smaller YouTuber I really enjoy watching is a girl called Becky Reynolds. She is a plus size YouTuber and she's so, like, there's something so endearing about her. I really enjoy watching her channel. She is also on the smaller side of a YouTuber, but she's doing really, really well and growing really quickly. She has such like fun content. Her mum's always in the background and she's really funny too. But she does a lot of clothing hauls and she puts a lot of work in. Yeah, and she's just really uplifting. I always really enjoy watching her. I love watching Emma Tamsin Hill. I'm sure quite a few of you will know her. But again, she's another plus size YouTuber, but she has a little business called All Body actually, which I recently got some of her t-shirts and a tracksuit, and they're so nice. But she's really funny as well. She's from Manchester. Yeah, I really enjoy watching her, and I love, like, she's so young. She's only like, you in focus? She's only like 24, 25 and she's got her own business going, and yeah, I think she's fantastic. There's so many people that I watch all the time. I literally spend my whole life watching YouTube. There's another lady I love watching called Kim, a fairly average mum, and she is like, I think she's in her 50s, but she's so funny and again so endearing. She does a lot of hauls. Yeah, I really like her. She tells really funny stories, and yeah, she's just such a joy to watch. Then if you sort of look at, like, I love watching true crime. I watch a lot of true crime, or I listen to a lot of true crime podcasts. So one person I love watching recently, and I've binge watched all of her videos, is a lady called Emma Kenny. She is, she's been on TV quite a lot, but she does these true crime stories, which she's just so honest and open with it all. She puts in so much time and effort into her stories. She really does, like, all the fact finding she does, it's amazing. She also has really good connections from where she's been in, like on TV and stuff, so she gets like information that maybe other YouTubers wouldn't. And yeah, she just tells the story like a little bit sass. She makes some things a little bit funny where they can be, but she's just real with it. Like, it's not dramatized. It's just her telling a story to the best of her ability, and I feel like she always does the victims justice. So yeah, I would really recommend her if you're into true crime. I also really enjoy watching Eleanor Neal. She does true crime as well. Again, she's got millions of subscribers. I'm sure you guys know her already, but I will link them all down below. And then podcast wise, I have listened to a guy, my mum actually recommended him, called Sean Atwood. Again, a little bit different version of true crime, but he does a lot more. He himself was in prison in America, and he actually now does a podcast. I don't necessarily agree with everything that he's sort of working towards or stands by, but I find it all very interesting. And he does a lot of podcasts interviewing other people that have been in prisons across the world, so like English people that have been in prisons in like some really awful places, ex police officers or prison officers or corrupt. He interviews corrupt ex police or prison staff as well as people that have just, you know, been in all different sorts of situations, whether it be various gangs or like drug dealing or like all sorts of walks of life. But it's all real true life, and they're like sort of telling their stories, and so I find all of that quite interesting as well. So again, I'll link it all down below if you're interested in any of those. But yeah, they're the sorts of things that I've been watching recently and that I enjoy watching. Okay, so somebody said, how did you build a successful YouTube channel? I have an idea for one, but I chicken out to follow through. Okay, well, that's how everybody starts off, I feel like everybody thinks about it for quite a bit of time, chickens out, and then maybe just does it. Before I started doing YouTube, I used to film videos all the time and send them to my best friend and my sister, and we used to do that to each other. So I guess maybe that built up my confidence a little bit and helped me to get a little bit of a filming style. Guys, I've had a twitchy eye for like a week, and I don't know if you can see it, but it's going so bad right now, and I feel like you can see it, you know. So yeah, sorry. And it's absolutely doing my head in, pissing me off so much. Yeah, so I guess that helped with building up my confidence, because I used to, yeah, really enjoy sending them the videos. But honestly, there's nothing I can tell you that's going to make you feel any differently, because you just have to do it. You are going to feel conscious, you are going to shit yourself, you are going to feel worried, but you just have to do it. My biggest tips, apart from just get on and do it, are be yourself and have fun with it. Do not do it to build numbers or to make money. Like, don't do it for that reason. If it happens, fantastic. But that's certainly not what I did it for. I started my YouTube channel because I'd hit rock bottom. I was going to counselling, I'd had another failed relationship, but it wasn't just a failed relationship, there was a lot of mental, emotional abuse in that relationship. I was absolutely at my lowest place. I really felt like I had hit rock bottom. And I was going for counselling, and my counsellor very much said, you need to do something to push yourself out of your comfort zone. And I watched YouTube all the time. I was obsessed with it. And I always wanted to do something like that. And yeah, I was in a very low place, in a very, very bad place when I started my YouTube. And it really has helped me to gain the confidence that you see, to embrace myself more, to feel less conscious of myself, and I guess that's because of you guys, as well as the own work that I do myself, of people being so kind and so lovely. And you do get the odd arsehole, but you know, fuck them, who cares? I really would just say, stop overthinking it and just do it. My first videos are shocking. They are terrible. Like, I was filming on my phone, which that's not what was shocking or terrible about it, because that's great. Like, you can film on your phone, you can edit on your phone, you don't need to spend money doing it. Especially when you're first started out, like, I'd recommend not spending any money and just using like what you have already, and really figure out if it is really is for you and if you like it. Just have fun with it and be yourself. That is what will make you grow. Like, there's no secrets around it, I don't think. But then I'm not a massive YouTuber, you know. I'm proud of the numbers that I'm at. I never thought that I would get 5,000 subscribers, and now I'm aiming for 10,000. That's brilliant, but it's not the numbers for me. It's the hobby that I have, the fun that it is for me, the amount that it's helped me build my confidence and help me grow. and the opportunities that it's opened up for me so far. You know, that's what it's about for me. It's not about anything else. I never started this thinking one day I want that to be my job, and you know, I'm going to be like a famous YouTuber that has loads of money, because I don't believe that's what will happen. I do it because I have fun with it. I enjoy it. I love chatting with you guys. Yeah, it's a hobby. It is a hobby for me, and so that is what I would suggest. Like, don't overthink it, don't make it something that it isn't. Just have fun with it, enjoy it, and what you got to lose? Just got to take chances in life. Don't regret things that you didn't do, you know. The same girl said, actually, I'm seriously thinking of taking down my Instagram as I really don't feel worthy of it. I'd so love to hear your opinion. Well, that is so sad to me. Like, what are you not worthy of? What are you not worthy of? A social media account? I think that's so sad. Of course you're worthy of Instagram. I mean, what the fuck is Instagram in the grand scheme of life? Who really gives a fuck about it? Like, you're worthy of so much fucking more than Instagram. I mean, to start off with, you're a real life human being with feelings, personality, emotions, a kind soul. Like, you're all those things. So you're worthy of so much more than a social media platform. I think and I mentioned this in one of my last chatty videos, I think one of the great things about Instagram, because I am a fan of social media, but I do believe that I do understand why it is damaging for lots and lots of people, because it is. It's a fucking toxic, awful place. But there's also lots of great things about it as well. And I would say, first of all, reminding yourself that most things you see on there aren't real. Like, a lot of the things on there are very, very edited, or they're not people's real lives. So really remind yourself of that all the time. But also follow accounts that are a little bit more real. That's what I do. I follow women who are similar size to me, who, you know, talk about real things in life, real pressures, real things that people seem a little bit more frightened to talk about in your normal social media outlets. And if something pops up on your feed that you don't want to see or you're uncomfortable with, just mute them. You don't even have to unfollow. Just mute that account. If something on there isn't making you feel good, stop following it. Or stop looking at it. Like, stop torturing yourself. Don't use those platforms to torture yourself or to make yourself feel shit about yourself. Like, nobody deserves to feel shit looking at their own social media. So don't allow that to happen. And you have complete control of that. So you need to take control of that. No one else can do that for you. But you are absolutely worthy of Instagram. And please don't feel otherwise. Like, would you ever look at any of your friends or anybody else you know and say, you're not worthy of Instagram, get off? No, you wouldn't. And if you did, you're a fucking arsehole. Like, if you would never be that horrible to someone else, so why are you being that horrible to yourself? Be kinder to yourself. Like, love yourself. Be nice to yourself. Like I said earlier, you're the person that has to spend all of your time, like, with you. So just be kind to yourself. Stop being so mean. So no, I completely disagree with you. I'm sorry if I got like a bit like aggy there as well, but I feel passionate about that. Like, can't stress enough how much you are such a lovely person, and you are deserving of so much more than Instagram. It's not the other way around. Oh, sorry, Lolly. Okay, so somebody said, what does it mean to love oneself according to you? I don't think I love myself. I go through bouts of accepting myself, but it's always temporary. How did you learn to overcome negative feelings about yourself, and how did you maintain a healthy relationship with yourself? I got quite a few questions. I know I've already touched upon one slightly already, but I got quite a few sort of body positive questions, self-love questions, and how to overcome the negative feelings of yourself. So to me, what does it mean to love oneself? You can't love yourself all the time, because some days are much better than others. But I think for me, to love yourself just means acceptance and being kinder to yourself. Like, I don't feel overly positive about myself all day, every day. Some days I have a real like, oh my god, you are 10 out of 10. And then other days I have a real, I feel like shit, I'm not getting out of bed. I don't want to face the world today. And maybe I need to create more content on days when I feel like that, or maybe I need to put that a little bit more on my Instagram. But I am very much a wallower, so I do spend a lot of time, like if I'm like just feeling a bit down in the dumps, I do spend quite a lot of time just in my bedroom, in bed, watching crap TV, watching YouTube, flicking through Instagram and doing all those things. And that is my way of sort of feeling sorry for myself, and I love myself enough to allow that time. And I would also say that part of loving yourself is dedicating yourself that time to feel what you're feeling. Like, let yourself feel emotions. You don't have to feel that you have to be on the go all the time. Like, I think people are so hard on themselves if they don't achieve something that day, or you know, they maybe aren't on the go 24/7. Yeah, and whereas I very much more listen to my body of what it needs. If I need to not move that day, just be chill, then I'll do that if I'm not working, obviously. And it's just all round being kind to yourself, in my opinion. Like, I can't stress enough how important it is to be kind to yourself. Listen to your body, listen to what it needs. Don't punish yourself if you know, why are you hitting yourself targets that you don't want to do and then punishing yourself for them if you don't do them? It's about being acceptance of not only what you look like, but who you are inside as a person as well. Not caring about other people's opinions, but doing what makes you happy for you. Maybe for some people that will just mean being a little bit more selfish than they usually are. And you can still be kind with that. Like, you don't have to be unkind in order to be that way. It's just listening to what you need and what your soul needs, what your body needs, what your mind needs. That's, to me, self-love. Just being all round kind, and everything else will follow, you know? If I want a pizza that day, I'll get a pizza, and I won't beat myself up about it for the next 5 days. I'll just enjoy it, eat it, and then move on. If I want to have a duvet day where I just sit in bed and not really do anything, then I'll do that. I'm not going to beat myself up for it afterwards. So that's what self-love is, I guess. Just being kind to yourself and just accepting yourself for who you are. But there's lots of elements of it, and it isn't easy. I sit here and say all this stuff, and maybe I make it sound really easy, and it isn't. You know, it is tough, and it's a constant battle, because you're not just battling against your own mind, you're battling against what other people see as right and what's wrong. But fuck what other people think's right or what's wrong, because what they're doing might be right for them, doesn't mean what is right for you. And you know yourself better than anyone else, so do what's right for you. And if you don't feel that you know yourself that well, get to know yourself, you know. Take yourself out for the day, whether it be shopping, for lunch. I love sitting by myself and eating lunch. You know, those things are important to do. I just realised I haven't done my eyebrows. Oh, my eye will not stop twitching. Another important thing that I would say is you have to stop and listen to what I'm saying. You have to stop giving a fuck what other people think. You have to stop caring what other people think. Like, it's not your business what other people think about you, okay? And really hear what I'm saying there and take that in. What other people think about you is not your business, and it really isn't. Like, you have to do what you're doing with your life that makes you happy, and what other people think about that is not your business. It's got nothing to do with you. Let them think, let them criticise, let them have their opinions, let them do what they want to do. But it really doesn't matter, because if it makes you happy, give a fuck what they think. And you really have to get that mindset. Like, if you think you look good in an outfit, then you wear it. And if somebody makes a comment about that, fuck them. They can wear what they want to wear. What you wear is nothing to do with them. And vice versa. Like, don't let other people and their opinions of their life influence the decisions that you make. The clothes you wear, what you eat, what exercise you do, if you do exercise or not. What people want to do with themselves is up to them, but what you want to do with yourself is completely up to you. Don't let other people make you feel inferior or not good enough because you aren't living your life how they live their life or how they make you feel that you should live your life, because it's just none of your business, and it's none of their business what you're doing. So that's one important thing that I would really say. And since I stopped caring so much about what other people think of me, and it's not easy, again, it isn't easy, that's something that I have to reflect on and like remind myself of daily, because I've always really cared what people think about me. I really care if people like me. But you really need to stop giving a shit so much, because who made them so fucking important all of a sudden? Who made their opinion so fucking important all of a sudden? You know? It isn't. My opinion's important of myself. And that's that. And as long as I know that I'm being a good person and I can sleep well at night knowing that I've made the best decisions that I think I can do, then that really is all that matters. So I'm not living my life to appease other people anymore. And I won't ever do that again. So that's one very important part of self-love and being positive about yourself and self-growth, in my opinion. Stop giving a fuck what other people think. But all in all, I can't like stress enough how normal I think it is to sometimes like or love yourself more than other days, and that's okay. Like, if you are having a down day, remind yourself of the positive things that you feel that you have got in your life. And if you're really struggling to do that, and that day you just want to wallow and feel like shit and feel those emotions, that's okay too. I feel like this world tells us that, oh, we have to snap out of these low moods. Like, if you're feeling low, snap out of it. And sometimes you just don't fucking want to. Sometimes you just want to feel miserable and shit, and that's okay too. So you need to embrace both, and you need to feel both, and I'm telling you, both are okay. You know, both are okay to feel, just as long as you remind yourself eventually, when you're done wallowing, how amazing you truly are and how much you do deserve happiness. But one important thing to remember is nobody else is going to validate that for you. You're not going to meet somebody that's going to make you happy. You can't expect another person to come along into your life, or someone that's already in your life, to make you happy. You have to find that happiness yourself, because it will never happen otherwise, and you'll just be pretending to be happy always. And that's different for different people. It's a real self journey. Okay, the next comment says, hey Rosie, happy new year to all of you guys. I was wondering, how do you be body confident and feel more confident in wearing certain clothes? I'm a size 16, 18, which is the same as me, and love your fashion videos, and always find myself saying, oh, I wish I could wear that and looks good and look as good as she does. I'm really not confident in my body, and whenever I am out, I always wear baggy clothes, big coats to cover up my body, but would like to be more fashionable. Okay, you need to stop that right away. Like, it's a long journey again, and I do get it. I do understand what you're saying, and I do understand why you're feeling that way, because of all the things that I've already spoken about today. But you really need to push yourself, and again, not give a fuck what other people think, and wear what makes you feel good and what makes you feel comfortable. Maybe try with different things. So if you would make, like you said, you would wear baggy clothes, how about wearing that baggy clothes but cinching it in with a belt to show off a little bit more of your shape? How about trying different clothes? If you're able to, do a big order of different clothes, maybe from like ASOS or somewhere like that has free delivery and free returns, and try things that would usually be out of your comfort zone, and you'll be amazed. I am always, in the videos that you watch me on, pushing myself out of my comfort zone and trying things that I look at the model and go, oh, I don't know if I could get away with that or pull that off. But I try it anyway, because it's clothes and it should be fun. But also, if something doesn't work for you and you don't like it, that's okay too. Don't beat yourself up about it. If you need to go up in size, say if you'd normally be a 16, but actually in that outfit you need a size 18 or 20, that doesn't matter either. Like, don't focus on the size of the garment, but just don't focus on the label in the garment, but just focus on what actually fits you properly and fits nicely and makes you feel good and feel confident. But all in all, I would say you need to just, it's a long process what you're asking, and you need to start it ASAP. So You need to find ways of being kinder to yourself. You need to push yourself out of your comfort zone. You need to embrace what you do have and realise what you have is beautiful and lovely. There are people out there that would kill for your body, kill for your figure, and you look gorgeous just how you are. You need to try new things and try your hardest to push yourself out of your comfort zone. Find what works well for you. Get to know your body more and get to know your shape. And if you feel good in something when you try it on, don't talk yourself out of it. Yeah, we all do that, don't we? Don't talk yourself out of it. Embrace it. Like, enjoy it, rock it, be confident. And sometimes you have to fake it until you make it. I know that I've had to fake it until I've made it loads of times. I've had to just pretend to myself that I'm confident until I start to feel it. And I think that is a lot of it for a lot of people as well. But honestly, stop wasting your life covering your body up. Stop wasting your life worrying about what other people think. Like, go out naked if you want to. Fuck everyone else. Like, do what makes you happy. You know, show yourself off. You have a right to, as much as anybody else does. And you can do it. You just have to push yourself to do it. And please do, because you really are wasting your time. You're wasting your life. You're going to get old and look back and think, I wish I wore that. I wish I did that. Don't we all feel that way already? Like, I look back at when I was in my 20s and like 4 sizes smaller than I am now, and I used to be horrible to myself, and I used to torture myself, and I would buy these outfits and then I'd bottle it at the last minute and never wear them. What a waste of time. What a waste of time. I don't ever want to look back and think that way again. So guys, you just have to push yourself, and you have to embrace your body for what it is. It's beautiful, it's stunning. So what if it's a size 16 to 18? That's fucking sexy. Size 16 to 18 is fucking sexy. And yeah, stop wasting all of your sexy years covering yourself up in a baggy t-shirt. You can do it. Do what makes you happy, not anybody else. I promise you, your life will be so much happier if you just let yourself be kind to yourself. Someone said, hi, I don't have a question as such, but as it's a new year, I'm trying to sort myself out into a new routine where I take care of myself more. I was wondering if there is anything you make sure you do every day, or things you prioritise to make yourself feel good. Also, is there anything you've wanted to incorporate into a routine or your daily life but you struggle with? Okay, so I do try and be good with my skincare. You know, I make sure that I wash my face before I go to bed, and I get all of my makeup off. I double cleanse, and then I make sure that I at least put a moisturiser on before I go to bed and in the morning, with an SPF in it. I make sure that I do that, and they're just like my basic things that I make sure that I do. Just how like you make sure you put deodorant on every day, I make sure I do those other things as well. Another thing is I always make sure when I pass a mirror that I smile at myself, and I think that's a really good tip for anybody. I've mentioned it before, I've spoken about it before, but it's a really good way to learn how to be kind to yourself and to love yourself a little bit more, and I'd highly recommend doing it. So literally, it's not easy to do when you first start off, but every time you see your reflection and you see a mirror, smile at yourself, and you'll be amazed with how after maybe a couple of weeks to a month of doing it, one, it becomes natural. And it doesn't have to be an overbearing massive smile, but just even if it's just a smaller smile, and you'll notice that you'll start being kinder to yourself, and you will be kinder to your reflection, and your thoughts will become more positive about yourself just by giving yourself a little smile. So that's one thing that I make sure that I do every day. Apart from that, I just make sure that I, you know, get up and go to where I have to be. Apart from that though, there isn't anything that I make sure I do every day. Just like the best that I can with my skincare, at least always wash my face and put a moisturiser on. Someone said, my question for you is, there any times where you have suffered from anxiety, and how did you overcome it and become a confident, bubbly person that you are? So yes, I do suffer with anxiety. I still get anxiety. I'm probably not as anxious as I once was as a person, but absolutely I've suffered with bad anxiety. I went through a phase of having awful panic attacks all the time. I wouldn't even like to walk down the street on my own because anxiety just used to take over. And yeah, I used to be really unkind to myself, and I used to let the anxiety just like, it just used to be overwhelming. Honestly, how I overcame that was a lot of counselling, a lot of facing up to my demons, a lot of self-acceptance, and acceptance of the world that we live in as well. Because the world that we live in is a scary, it can be a scary place. And I think I've had to accept that. I think as you get older, that is a really difficult thing of growing up, like when you learn like some of the nasties in the world. I think that is, you know, tough for lots of people, depending obviously what your situation is. But I think, you know, when you realise how horrible life can be sometimes, it does get very overwhelming and very upsetting and causes a lot of anxiety. Yeah, lots of counselling, lots of talking, lots of accepting that I need help and talking to somebody. It's nothing to be ashamed of or embarrassed about. In fact, lots of people need that, and that's okay in life. And you know, you don't ever have to be embarrassed if you need to go down that road at all. In fact, I'd really recommend it, even if you don't feel like you've got any problems in life. I think counselling is the best thing for anybody. But I still suffer with anxiety. I'm just much better at managing it now, and I'm just much better at putting things in the fuck it bucket. Like, there is a bucket called fuck it, and I'm just much better at putting things in it and stop. I don't work myself up as much as I used to with things, you know. I'm quite good at rationalising now what really matters and what doesn't, and if it's worth getting worked up about, you know. Is anyone going to die if, like, these situations, you know, is anyone going to die if I don't do this and that on time? No, they're not. Like, it's okay to be kinder. So, you know, but that has taken a lot of self-work. So yeah, that is how I've sort of got past that. But I still suffer with anxiety. I think everybody does. You know, it's obviously some more than others. Okay, so a lovely girl called Alexandra Parkin said, hey Rosie, I stumbled across your channel yesterday and I've been binging your videos. Thank you so much. You're really relatable, which is awesome. I started my channel this year and I'm super new. My question is, how do you edit your videos and what equipment do you use? So I use, I've got a Canon G7X III Mark III camera. And I have a laptop with it's an Android laptop, and I use a system called Movavi, I think it's called. Let me double check that. Yeah, Movavi, which I think I paid like 40 quid for, like, found a voucher code, and it's a really good editing tool. It's very similar to, is it iMovie on Apple, but obviously this is like the Android version. I find it really easy and a lot quicker than when I was doing it on my phone. I also have a ring light from Amazon, which I'll link down below, and I've got a couple of lights. I have built this stuff up over time. My lights, like, my family got me, or my dad got me for my birthday last year and things like that. I'll link everything down below that I use. But yeah, I wouldn't say that you need to use any of this stuff. Like, I would say if you're like currently using your phone or whatever equipment you have, don't feel that you need to like spend loads of money on a camera. Maybe look at cameras second hand. Like, you don't need all of this stuff. It's stuff that I've built up over time, and I've been fortunate enough to be able to treat myself to it, or my family have treated me to it for different like birthdays or Christmas. But yeah, I don't feel that you need all of that stuff. But I'll link Alexandra's YouTube channel down below. Go and give her a little follow. I have subscribed to you back. Yeah, go and give her a little subscribe. Someone said, any advice on how to be more confident in social situations? I think I'm quite a bit of a doormat and not speak up when I have a right to. For example, sometimes I get scared of voicing my opinions in case people think it's stupid or I just get disregarded. Also, I really struggle saying no and seem to live my life trying to please everyone else and making sure I'm not upsetting others, even if it means I'm not entirely happy with myself. I can relate to this so much, believe it or not. Like, so much that when I read this question, I felt like, oh, sorry that the lighting's so shit. I've got like the bit on my face. But yeah, when I read this question, I was like, I relate to this so much. Like, I completely feel exactly the same as that. And this is really tough, and I don't really know if I have the answer for it, honestly. In regards to being confident in social situations, some social situations I am confident and some I'm really, really not. And I think for me, even if I'm not confident, I'm quite good at maybe putting on a bit of a mask and pretending that I am confident, like literally tricking myself that I am confident, like, and I mean like almost like acting, if you like, and then after a little bit of time I settle into the situation and it becomes a little bit more natural to me. But I would say definitely try and always push yourself to go to social situations and try and not let that anxiety stop you from going altogether, because then you're just missing out. I literally completely understand about not speaking up when you have the right to, and like being anxious of voicing your opinions in case people think you're stupid or you get disregarded. I struggle with this in day-to-day life, believe it or not. I will often not say what I think I need to say or what I have a right to say because I feel like I'm not clever enough to say things, and that's bullshit because I am, but I feel that I'm not. And that definitely comes from having a low self-esteem, which again is something that I've been working on and I'm going to continue to work on, and that's all that you can do. Nothing's going to fix it overnight, but you have to do all of that self-work to the fact that you are intelligent and your opinion is valid and you have a right to express what you feel. And if someone disregards you, we should be able to stand up and say, oh, you don't fucking disregard me, I've got a right. But I get it. I honestly, if someone, like, for an example, if someone at work is has that real strong presence and they have an opinion on something and maybe my opinion differs, sometimes I feel anxious putting that forward because they have that real dominant authority about them, and they've got that demeanour about them, and they are so cocksure on what they're saying that I now feel like I can't necessarily go against that. And sometimes I have to really push myself to go, actually no, you need to disagree with this, Rosie. And I find it really hard. I find it really, really hard. And sometimes if they push back, I'll then struggle to push back again. And sometimes I'll just go, okay. Even though I think that that's not the right thing to do, or whatever the circumstances may be. So I honestly understand what you're saying so much, and I think there's no quick fix for it because I'm certainly still working on it, and I think that will be something that I'll be working on forever because I think it's drummed into me. I think it's a part of my makeup. Sorry if I'm covering myself with a mirror the whole time. But yeah, I think it's just a part of my makeup. It's like a part of who I am. So my battery died. But yeah, all in all, I think I completely relate to this. And I think more people will relate to this than you'd even think. Like, I think a lot of people wouldn't think that I felt like that a lot. But yeah, I 100% definitely do. So you never know how other people feel and, you know, what they're going through. So don't always think that you're alone in those feelings and those emotions. But also just... it would be such a big cycle of self-work, but I think you need to be prepared to do it. First of all, you have to be prepared that nothing's just going to change it overnight. There's no magic wand, there's no quick fix, but that's okay. And reminding yourself that you are worthy and you are important and your opinion matters and all those sorts of things, and all the things that we've already spoken about already, I think would really help with that as well. But yeah, I completely get it. Honestly, when I read that, I was like, I relate to this so much, and you worded it really well. So Eve, being unique, being me, has said, hi Rosie, love your channel and your confident chats. You inspire me to take care of myself and find the fun in life. That's so lovely. She also has a small channel, and she does like little hauls and stuff, and I've actually watched Eve a few times. She's absolutely lovely. So yeah, again, I will link her channel down below. Make sure you go and check her out. Okay, someone said, I feel the new year puts a lot of pressure on oneself to achieve all the goals we feel society set for us. Finding a balance is key. I myself have not. Okay, yeah, again, I don't do any of that stuff because, again, it's what society is telling us we should do, but why are you going to do something you don't want to do? If you don't want to set goals for yourself just because it's January, just because it's a time of the year, then don't. Okay, Peggy really wants attention. She's just smashing up everywhere. You say hello to everyone, Peggy. Are you being a needy girl? Yes, you're being so needy. Yeah, I would say don't feel that you have to do anything you don't want to do. If you don't want to set yourself targets, don't. Like, if you really want to do something, you'll do it. So there's no point of setting yourself up to fail. That's how I see it. So if you really want to make certain changes or do certain things, you will do them. If you don't, then you won't. So just do what makes you happy and fuck everyone else, is all I can really say to that. Peggy, get off. So the next question is a little bit similar of what we've touched upon already. So I'd like to know how to get into a routine of self-care. I bought a can of Dole Beauty Tan and their mitt for Christmas, but they have no clue how to apply it. I want to take better care of myself, paint my toes, look after my nails, put on makeup most days. Lord knows I have loads of it just sitting here. I have an illness, suffer with chronic pain, and it affects muscles and extreme fatigue. But I've got a bad habit of also putting on weight on, and I hate it. Can't bear to look in the mirror. I'm only 5'1", now a size 16, going on to an 18 in jeans. I've also been a size 10, never more than a 12, less than an 8. It's getting me down. Watching you is like a breath of fresh air. Okay, a lot of the things that we've already touched upon already. With fake tan, I'd say you've just got to go for it. Like, you literally just have to go for it. There's no pissing about, beating about the bush. If you've got a mitt and you've got a mousse, Dole Tan's my go-to tan. Mentioned that before. I absolutely love it. It's beautiful. Just put it on, slather it on. What's the worst that can happen? Not a lot. It won't, if you just smooth it on your body. It's got a colour guide. It won't streak or go patchy. Just make sure that you exfoliate before, shave before, and put a little bit of moisturiser on your elbows and your knees, and you'll be fine. You know, if you feel like you can put on some makeup that day, then fantastic. But if you feel like you can't be arsed, then who cares? Don't worry. Like, those things are much more important. But you'll figure out a routine for yourself around what makes you feel good and what doesn't. Make sure you're doing things like having like a nice hot soak in the bath, or putting some candles on, and don't get down about your weight. You're suffering with chronic illnesses, you're surviving a pandemic, and being a size 16 at 5'1" does not matter. I know it doesn't always feel that way, but like I said, you're dealing with so much more than what your body looks like. Who cares? Like, be kind to yourself. No one else cares. You're still beautiful just because you're not a size 10 anymore. Like, please stop beating yourself up about that. I just can't stress that enough. Someone's asked me if I do diets. No, I absolutely don't. I am a terrible eater. I eat what I want whenever I want. It's not good. I eat probably about 3 takeaways a week. It's not good. I need to get better. I work shift work, so I often pick up like sandwiches from the petrol stations, or like a microwave meal quite often as well. Like, I'm not very good. I definitely need to get better, but I certainly won't diet. Like, to me, diet's a waste of time. You need to have a lifestyle change more than a diet. I don't believe in crash diets. I used to. Absolutely not anymore. Like, they're so dangerous. Yeah, no diets here. I'm a diet-free space. And then the last question we'll finish on is, someone said, what's your go-to date outfits? Have you got a perfect outfit in mind, or does it depend on the occasion? It definitely depends on the occasion. It also depends how I'm feeling in myself as well. So sometimes I might go for like nice pair of jeans with a nice top, heels and a blazer, or maybe wet look trousers with a nice top and blazer. Other times I might go all out of a dress, maybe over the knee boots. Like, it just depends. If you want, I'd be more than happy to do a video on different date outfits for different occasions. More than happy to maybe do a little lookbook on date outfits. Let me know down below if that's something that you would like to see. I'd be more than happy to do that. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. It's been quite a serious one again. Everyone always asks me such serious questions, but I don't mind that. Like, I'm here to help you guys with whatever. And I hope that I have been of help to at least one of you out there. This is my finished makeup look. As I said, I will link everything down below that I've used. But if you fancy checking any of that out, then yeah, it will all be down below if you want to know. But thanks so much for hanging out with me, guys. Like I said, I hope I was of some help, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please do give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. If I have missed any of your questions out, I will do another one of these videos soon if you guys want to see another one. But thank you so much for spending your time with me and hanging out with me. I really do appreciate it, and I look forward to seeing the next one. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Bye.